We love the Borderlands universe. You may have already seen plenty of coverage on the channel before around Borderlands, and that's just because it's such a fun series. Well, there's a new game coming out tomorrow within the world of Borderlands, but with a twist, so we need to talk about it. And we want to thank 2K for sponsoring this video so we can bring you guys the new Tales from the Borderlands. And in this one, we're going to go over 5 things you need to know before you play. So if you do find this video interesting or helpful, definitely show support by clicking like down below, as well as clicking the sub button and the little bell, because we have plenty of content planned for you guys every single day. We've recently been trying to figure out within our group chat who the best or favorite Borderlands character of all time is. So help us end this debate by telling us down below in the comments. And let's jump into it with number 1. What is exactly the new Tales from the Borderlands? Well, this is a new and standalone game telling its own story of unexpected twists and turns, and of course it's packed full with classic Borderlands humor.
Tavia.
God, jeez. No, I wasn't scared, like, at all.
Your biometrics appear otherwise. Your voice resembles a 9-year-old girl's.
9-year-old girls are the future, so thank you.
Unlike regular Borderlands games, this new Tales from the Borderlands is actually a choice-based interactive narrative adventure, meaning it focuses on the immersion and expression of the story, characters, humor, and mayhem. This new Tales from game is developed by Gearbox Software, and it's led primarily by Gearbox Québec. You may know this team already from many previous Borderlands games, and they definitely know what makes Borderlands be unique and stand out. The game is more of a spiritual successor than a direct sequel to the telltale title Tales of the Borderlands, so you're in for something new here. It starts in the perpetually war-torn metropolis of Meridian City. It's set 1 year after the events of Borderlands 3, which I'm sure many of you fans will recognize. As the player, we will decide the fate of 3 underdogs: an altruistic scientist called Anu, her ambitious and streetwise brother Octavio, and the fierce Fran. You'll be facing these characters off against a planetary invasion, a vicious vault monster, and cold-hearted capitalism. And of course, it's all wrapped up in over-the-top Borderlands action. This is a 5-part story, and your decisions will determine how the story ends. So Anu's vision of a universe that markets more than just weapons, Octavio's dream of fame and fortune, and Fran's plot for revenge are in your hands as to whether they succeed or fail in their own individual goals. Number 2, let's talk about the gameplay, because within the game itself, you'll need to be quick to react, as quick time events, or QTEs, will be your way to interact or impact what happens next in the story. By quickly responding or choosing to ignore the on-screen prompts, you can choose how a situation plays out. It is worth noting, however, if you dislike the reactive nature of QTEs, you can actually change it within the accessibility options to automatically pass them, so you don't have to worry about it if you don't like them. Furthermore, there will be several fun minigames that pop up throughout your journey. One particular game is Vaultlanders, and this allows you to obtain special collectibles by engaging in plastic figurine warfare. Number 3, the characters. Since this is more of a narrative-driven adventure, let's introduce you to some of the main characters a little more closely. First is Anu, or Dr. Anuradha Dar. She is an enthusiastic but tense genius who abhors violence and killing. She's very prone to panic attacks when things get hectic, although she always trusts in the power of science to somehow make it all better. She also works for Atlas, which goes a little bit against her worldviews. Next is Octavio Wallace Dar. He leaves the book smarts to his older sister Anu. Everything he needs to know was picked up on the Prothean streets. He's the kind of character to always leave a lasting impression, and Octavio is kind of like his own hype man. Complete with a state-of-the-art Echo Dex full of black market apps and hack-ready functionality, he doesn't always make the best decisions, but his heart is usually in the right place. And then there's Fran. She's a little bit mad, but I'm sure you would be mad too if Malowan shot a laser through your small business. So Fran's got a bone to pick, but that doesn't mean she isn't without sweetness, charm, and a real lust for life. Fran has a trusty hover chair, which is chock full of useful gadgets for both working and survival situations. There are plenty more unique and interesting characters within the game, like Louis, an assassin bot, Susan, the SEO of TDR Weapons Corp, as well as Sponsor Bot, and more. but you have to play to find out more on those. Number 4, let's go over current and old gen consoles. The new Tales from the Borderlands is actually optimized for both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, meaning you're going to have great visuals and performance on those. However, you can also get the game digitally, which will give you access to both the PS4 and PS5 version, while physical copies will have access to a digital PlayStation 5 upgrade. The same can be said for the digital version of the game for Xbox One. You'll have access to a digital upgrade version for the Xbox Series X and S. So if you plan to upgrade your console soon or aren't quite sure which version to get, you can rest easy knowing that both is available to you. Furthermore, an interesting thing to note is that there's no plans for post-launch content at the moment, as the team have been fully focusing on creating a full and complete self-contained narrative adventure that doesn't rely on additional downloads later to complete the story. And number 5, the platforms and release. The game is going to release worldwide tomorrow on the 21st of October for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, which I love to see, and PC on both Steam and the Epic Games Store. So if you learned something new, definitely click like down below to show support, and subscribe because we have so much planned for you guys that you don't want to miss out on. The 2 more videos on screen now we think you might really enjoy if you did find this one interesting or helpful. You don't have to, but if you did find something out in this video, definitely check these ones out too because there's plenty more to learn. And definitely let us know what you think after you watch in the comments down below.